Unlocking marital bliss. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Cyrus Rod is my name, and I am right here presenting Unlocking Marital Bliss, and I'm so excited. This is 2023, and we can start it off, we can shine, we can come out with a blast. And I assure you, it's going to be hot, it's going to be great, it's going to be awesome. In 2023, there's a way we're starting. I have my wonderful usual suspect, and it's going to be so powerful. That's how we start the year. So much has been happening. I know a couple of days from now we're going to have what we call Valentine's Day. It's coming in, it's around the corner. What are you doing? What's going on? What's it about? Are you going to propose? I hear proposal. What's going to be happening on Valentine's Day? That's what you guys have. Okay, but I want to talk about something even much more. I mean, for love or not? That's what I want to deal with. What is love? How are we going to deal with this whole thing called love? Maybe many of you out there are watching and you feel like, I love you, I love you. What do you mean when you say I love you? What do you mean? You know, because most of you are collapsing, you're failing in your relationships because you say, I love you, and you don't even understand what I love you means. Those three words can change your life forever if you understand them. And if you don't understand them, they can turn your whole life into misery forever. Okay? So now we got to find out, for love or not for love. There's so many experiences that have been going on in UG everywhere you are. And for those of you that are watching us outside of Uganda, we do appreciate you joining us, you being with us. Tonight we're going to be talking about for love or not for love. When do you know that I am in love? When do you know? I mean, what do you mean when you tell a girl or a woman, I love you? Dude, I'm talking to you. You meet a beautiful woman and you say, I love you. What do you mean? I've had others say, I've fallen in love. What do you mean by I've fallen in love? We're going to find out in just a little while because I have my guest with me, and we're going to break it down for y'all. And hey, go call everybody, tell them Unlocking Marital Bliss is back, and it is hot. We're dealing with this very year. Yeah, Valentine's is round the corner, and there's so much to talk about that. But hey, for love or not for love? I'll see you in a second.
Love is a very, very important element of life. I'm calling it element because there are other things that accompany it.
If you understand someone and that person understands you, that's love.
Yeah, I feel like love should be two-sided, as simple as that. You love, you give, I give.
Nowadays, people no longer have real love. Real love is money. So without money, there is no love.
There's no love. That one is merely for sexual appetite. I'm telling you, there's no love.
To find someone who loves you like genuinely, that money, those are very few today. Today's life is all about money, and there's too much, should I say, competition.
That is not building a generation. That's not building a state. That's not building society. That's not building a home. And it should stop.
If you know God, there are things you won't be able to do.
What we want is something which has a meaning, something which is long lasting. But if you want it in that way you are talking about, is almost equivalent to going along the street, you get a woman, you can't sleep with her, or you get a man and you can't sleep with her. And that's what it is.
You find that today women are also giving back. A woman buys a spouse a house, and they give you the thing. I think it's according to your finances. Really, you cannot be limited what you can give, depending on how much you bring in.
So giving out of good heart should not be something which is attached to a condition.
Well, giving is a two-way thing. For a man is supposed to give a woman, and the woman is supposed to give back. So a man cannot give a woman, and the woman sits back.
But then members, I wish you happy Valentine's. Yeah, to my wife, I wish her happy Valentine too.
Thank you. We'll be back. You're still watching Unlocking Marital Bliss with me, Cyrus Rod, and we have seen the views. We've seen all those answers, And it's quite pathetic. It's quite interesting. I think, I mean, all that put together, the way we respond to such questions, the way we respond. But tonight we're going to be dealing with the real facts. We're going to be dealing with the reality so that we never miss a thing. So that we never miss a thing. Look, it's all about love. For love or not for love. That's the topic tonight. And it's all about love. So what are we going to do if it's all about love? We got to discover what love is not. Do we fall in love? Do we love? And then, you know, you have all these songs you hear everybody talking about, and now I can't help but to fall in love. Ooh, and you feel good. You feel awesome because of all this that's going on. No. We're going to talk about it, for love or not for love. And to be able to flow with me, I have a wonderful panelist, wonderful buddy, usual suspect, Winfred Zizinger. You're welcome on set.
Thank you very much, Pastor Cyrus.
It's an honor to have you.
I am glad to be back.
Yeah, I'm always excited. We're starting 2023 and we're flowing.
Absolutely. And
It's so
running.
beautiful. And tonight, I cannot spend any other minute but dive in straight away. Okay? For love or not for love? You know, for love or not for love? There's something that's been going on, and, you know, it was in the press all over. A gentleman reached out and allegedly met a beautiful girl like you and said, okay, well, the details were not very clear, but to wrap it up, they met together and promised to take her to school and pay her tuition. So the dude paid the tuition very well until graduation time. In anticipation, I think probably they made a contract, in anticipation that once she graduates and they can get married, okay? Then they can get married. Now, when she gets to graduation, she changes her mind. I want to put that in inverted commas. She changes her mind. You get it?
Yes.
So when she changes her mind to what? Oh, I'm not going to marry you. No, oh, I have somewhat better. Oh, I'm not going to marry you. So what does the guy do? The guy goes to courts of law and sues the lady. Why? Breach of contract.
Absolutely.
Winfred, the way you answer, absolutely.
His hard-earned money.
His hard-earned money, okay? His hard-earned money.
Yes.
And then he sues, he says, I want payment back because she breached the contract.
And he was emotionally distressed at that.
Emotionally distressed. And a lot of stuff were going, he almost committed suicide, maybe, because the pressure was too much. So now, and you ladies have a problem.
Absolutely not.
You chew the money and you disappear, and when you find a dude who has more money, then you dump me and you go for another. So this guy said, I'm going to go to courts of law. And I'm going to sue this lady, and I'm going to squeeze every penny out of her.
Women have not sued yet. The women go to your homes and cook. She cooks, she makes home, she gives you sex. She even has children sometimes. And you go off and marry another woman. We've never sued. I've not had one sue yet.
Now, you're really getting at the man now.
Is it love?
For love
Yes,
or not for love?
not for love. So
You have not yet sued. Now, that's a big one. You come to the home.
Son, to be corrected, I have not had anyone sue yet.
Now, I've never heard anybody sue. That I need compensation.
For cleaning your house, cooking you food, playing wife. And you dump me and marry another.
Now, for love or not for love?
Absolutely. And Valentine is running in hot.
It's coming in, it's around the corner.
Absolutely.
And they say lovers are going to be out there. Lovers.
Lovers.
Are
Now,
they lovers?
that's a question.
Because on Valentine's, some of y'all are going to be discovering that actually the so-called dude you have actually has about 10 other girls that he's running. You know?
There's chemistry to it, Papa.
We want
In the morning,
Mhm.
you take your girlfriend out.
Okay.
In the evening, it's your wife, because after that, you're going to end up at home with her.
In the morning, am I supposed to have a girlfriend? I'm a man. Am I supposed to have a girlfriend? Because we're talking about love. Is it for love or not? What are we doing?
That is the thing. Is there love at all, or is it convenience? When I go to his home to play wife,
Okay.
I think he's going to love me back.
Okay.
That's my expectation.
Yes.
And he's going to reward me by marrying me. I mean, I've played wife. When you pay my fees, you think I'm going to love you back because you paid my fees. And you actually have the right to marry me. Without any question, because you paid my fees. So is there love, or is it an agreement? Is it some sort of...
Let me tell you this, Winnie. Love is not contractual.
Now we fail at that.
Love is not a contract. Now, you know, the way you've put it out, and this is what this dude saw, you know? He came in and he believed, I'm going to pay the fees. I'm going to pay the tuition. And in return, I marry you. And you are exploiting the need. So you find this girl, and there are many out there. And by the way, some are watching us right now, and they're in a contract. The man said, once you finish, you graduate, you marry me. But this dude already has a wife. I know you're going to love me, no problem. This dude already has a wife. But because he don't know who he is.
That's right.
So he finds another young girl and exploits her needs.
That's right.
And so comes up with a contract. And then calls it love. One thing we must understand, that our viewers need to know, love is not a contract.
But Pastor Cyrus, those are silent contracts. It's a one-sided contract.
One-sided contract.
It is in your perception that if you pay my fees, you're going to marry me. But you have not stated it. Many times they haven't.
Now I think many times,
They have not.
I think it comes in twice or two ways. Maybe some have entered the contract.
Like, if we have entered the contract, is it written?
Okay, either way, it can be a silent contract or a written contract or whatever. But one thing our viewers need to know, love is not
Contractual.
Not contractual at all whatsoever. So when you start the contract, you're already not in love.
That's it.
So now it is selfishness. It is self-centeredness.
And you are angry.
And you're angry. You see what happens before you reach out, because we got to use this example. Before a man reaches out to a woman, you see, women are designed by God to be adored.
Yes?
You get that?
You can say that again.
Women are designed by God to be adored. You get it?
Yes.
That's why. And guess who is supposed to adore them? The man.
Yes, the man.
You get it?
Yes.
So a man comes out and adores the woman. So she's created, she's got the beauty, she is attractive, and all this stuff keeps going on. You get it? Now, when the woman gets all of this, the man can come and see her and adores her, but is so scared to say, I love you. So scared. And so what does he do? He starts by, I want to pay your tuition. Have you ever been to Dubai? What watch do you wear? I'll do anything for you.
You know you scared the brothers at the introduction. What do you mean when you say I love you? Because the women ask that question. So what do you mean when you say I love you?
This is what 99%, I'll put it at, because there's the 1%. Okay, let me put it at 98%. 98% of man today, when a man says, I love you, he's saying, I want to have sex with you.
That's why many don't say it. There's I like you.
I like you.
Yes. So I'm walking towards loving you. I like you.
But I don't want to go to the level of love.
That is it.
And so I can take advantage of you.
Exactly. Because when you have listened to some of these breakups, the guy will say, have I ever told you I love you?
No, come on, Winnie.
Pastor Cyrus, where do you live?
I'm in UG. I'm in UG.
Have I ever told you that I
A
love
man
you?
tells a woman, have I ever told you I love you? In other words, what words was he using?
I like you or gifts?
Now,
With no escort of word, of verbalization. I have never verbalized those 3 words.
and now the lady sees all this and then she feels indebted.
He loves me.
He loves me. So she interprets.
Yes.
But there's one thing people need to know. I can give to you without loving you,
That's right.
but I cannot love you and not give to you. And this is something people need to understand. I can give to you without loving you, but I cannot love you and not give to you. So why do men come and start with gifts?
Because the women have been told it is hard for a man to just come out and say, I love you.
Okay, so they've been told.
And now they're much better at expressing their love. He'll pick you up, open the door for you so you get into the car. He will wipe your face if there's some cream on it. It's a show.
Take off my jacket,
Yes. I mean,
wrap it around you in the evening because it's getting cold.
yes, that is a way of telling me you love me without you saying you love me. So the sisters, the girls out there are told this is what can happen. So that is why you are finding today, Pastor Cyrus, correct me if I'm wrong, in your office there are people who would come and say, he's been treating me nice, he's been treating me kind, he's been good to me, and he's marrying someone else.
Yes, many of them.
Many of them, and it's
Many
the
of them.
girls. So he's been treating me nice. He drops me off home. He never leaves me outside. He's done all.
Calls me in the
He
night,
calls me the night.
find out whether I'm okay.
Yes. Did I get home safe? He would go out of his way to do anything for me. He honors my birthday. No one said happy birthday to me today. He did. I mean,
Now, Winnie, you're bringing something deeper.
that is it, Pastor Cyrus. And then these sisters are in your office and saying, Jacob left me. But Jacob has never said he loves you.
And Jacob was an idiot. Now, y'all guys need to get this and get it so straight. Winfred, look at this.
So was all these things, were they for love?
Or not for
Or not for love?
Now, the reality is this. When the confusion comes in because we, the men, do not even understand what love is. And we're going to describe what love is. We don't understand what love is. And that's where the chaos is. You know, somebody can say, oh, I drive a Range Rover, I know love. No, you know nothing.
Pastor Cyrus, they're going to send us those flowers. They're going to send those sisters those flowers.
I need to make something clear here. People need to know this. Look at this, Winnie. The number one fear in a man, in anyone, is the fear of rejection.
True. Very
get it?
true.
And when I fear rejection, it is impossible to love me.
Yep.
And when it becomes impossible to love me, it becomes impossible to love you. So because I fear rejection, I'm operating under self-centeredness. All I'm thinking about is myself.
Yep.
All I'm thinking about is me.
What will you look like?
Okay?
How will I perceive you?
How will you perceive me? How will you understand? How will this?
Yeah.
So now because I fear rejection, I have to come with a mask that you can accept.
That's it. You fill the gaps.
I gotta fill up the gaps so you don't reject me.
So I see you whole.
So you see me totally whole. So in others, in a position where you cannot reject me.
That's it.
I take care of you. I can open the door for you. I can build you a house. I can give you anything, and I can give you all that. But you see, the reason I'm bringing the gifts in front of me, the reason I come with the gifts is to manipulate your thinking.
And it
Oh
works.
man, it works. I manipulate your thinking. So when I manipulate your thinking, this is what you believe. After all, he's given me all this stuff, so he must love me. No, I'm giving you all that stuff to hide me, so that you never meet me. Anytime you want me, I can even give you a house, and you will.
Why do you get angry when I find someone who lets me see them? So what made that man so
I get angry because my mask has been exposed. I thought my deal was going to work, and it has not worked.
And to cover it up further, you sue me.
I sue you because what? Even in the first place, I never loved you.
That's right.
I never loved you. I was only trying to seek my own interests. Love does not seek its own interests. Love seeks the interests of the beloved.
That is it.
You get it? So if I give you all these gifts, and then the reason I'm doing it is I don't know love. I am afraid of rejection. I'm afraid of being dumped. So now, but I want to feel loved. So I buy love. I have to earn love from you, okay? So I spend all the money and get nothing. And this is what fools do. The Bible is so clear. Any man who will spend money to buy love, for love, is a fool. And it's clear in the Bible. But what do boys do? They spend money to buy love. Love is not bought. Why do we work to earn love? We work to earn love because we fear rejection. We don't feel loved, so we need to do stuff to earn love.
Maybe, let me say this. Guys don't fear rejection. They fear, okay, like, yes, they do fear rejection, but they don't fear rejection. Or maybe they, in my accounting language, you call it hedging. So you protect yourself. So you do the same for Winnie, for Jen, for Joanne,
That's called ridiculous.
so that when Winnie moves,
You got Jane.
there's Jen.
When Jane moves, you got Joan.
Yes.
That's called ridiculous. That ain't love. That's being a wimp.
At the end of the day, you are not rejected nowhere. Now, Pastor Sarah, there's a gentleman out there watching you.
Okay.
He's with his wife,
Uh-huh.
and the wife came in that way. She came in, cleaned the home, and she's been a wife for the last few years, and she's never left.
If you've been a wife in that manner for all these years, and dude, you're keeping somebody's daughter like that, dude, you're being mean, self-centered, and selfish.
And that's what she hoped for. This man
Can commit to me.
can commit to me. And this man is saying, have I cheated on you so far? Haven't I paid the children's fees so far? I'm not like other men.
What do other men do?
They would have married someone else.
You know, this is like a cattle telling the pot, you're black. It doesn't make a difference. Guys, never ever compare yourself in that manner. If you haven't married a woman, you don't say, I'm better off than the other man who cheats.
That is what they say, Pastor Sarah.
No, you don't do that. That's like you, a cattle, calling the pot black.
So
Y'all
now,
are black.
for love, this man thinks he is loving me by paying my school fees, by buying my scholastic materials. He thinks he is loving me. Now, when we tell the young girls today, a young girl will come and say, oh, Christian is treating me nice, he's treating me kind, he's treating me a bit special from all the other girls. So when you ask her, why don't you ask him to define this thing?
This thing. Thank you.
Now, Christian will run.
If
And
you ask.
If you ask.
Because it feels good, huh? You're enjoying the
Now,
treatment.
when he goes to his guy friends, he'll tell, I think she's trying to push me to commit.
Come on, Winnie.
And his guy friends are telling him, yeah, that's how Cyrus got hooked. That's how John got hooked. Like, yeah, she came with so much pressure that defined this thing. All right? So, in order not to define it, it's better not to say, because Christian will then ask the sister, have I ever told you that I love you?
But you know, that is so mean. So we need to help the sisters and the brothers, everybody, especially the sisters, to overcome this. One, if a guy begins treating you nice, talk to him and say, what do you want?
That's it. There's nothing.
How can we define this? There's nothing wrong. You know, I can buy my dinner. I can do all this. And what I can't, I will trust God. So why are you doing this for me? If the guy cannot give you a clear answer, tell him I don't need it anymore.
That's it.
The only problem is that the girls want to enjoy. You know, they enjoy that stuff. Oh, you enjoy the flowers coming in. You enjoy taking off the jacket and wrapping it around you. The word is you enjoy charm. You see, guys love charm. And that's charm. Anybody can do charm, but not anybody can love.
That is right.
You get it?
Charm
And,
lasts
ch-
only for a minute.
and charm is just like a cloud. It's like mist. It faints.
It does fade.
You get it? But many of you girls settle for charm. And when you settle for charm, what happens? The guy never loved you. Have I ever loved you? And then you look back. Oh, the way he took off the jacket, the way he introduced me, when we went to the hotel, when we went to this, when this happened. Hey, girl, you were deceived. You were being charmed. Being deceived. It's charm. You know how these charmers play with the snakes? They can totally mess that thing up. You know, it's a cobra with all its violence and poison, but a charmer can get it to where he wants. But the day that charm lifts off, the charmer may not survive.
The thing, Pastor Cyrus, is that when it is for love,
Yeah,
yeah, I can be hurt and walk away with nothing.
when it is for love.
When it is for love, because even those scenarios are there.
Thank you. When it is for love, I can be hurt and even walk away with nothing. You know why I walk away with nothing? Because love is about what I give to you, not what I get back. Now, people have said that love is a two-way street. No, love is not a two-way street. And I'm going to be back with Winnie in just a second to prove to you that love is not a two-way street. Unlocking marital bliss. Unlocking marital bliss. We'll be back. You're still watching Unlocking Marital Bliss with Miss Cyrus Road, and I'm having Winnie in the house. And I'm just so excited that we're talking about for love or not for love. And before we took a break, Winnie made it clear, when it's for love, I can give everything and not get back nothing in return. And that's so true. That is what love is. You see, it's not a two-way traffic. That's why I'm comfortable when nothing comes in return.
That is it.
It's not a two-way traffic, because when I say I love you, most people, it's about passion. The chemicals, the chemistry, you know? So when those hormones are released in their body and there's an attraction, they call it love. No, those are chemicals. So you gotta go beyond chemistry to love. Love is not what you feel. Love is what is willed. It is what you do, not what you feel. You get it? So biblically, we cannot talk about love and not refer to the word of God.
I mean, he is.
He is love. So when you talk about love, imagine if God is giving love. Imagine he's getting nothing. None of us would be alive. If he was up to get something, none of us would be alive.
That is true.
You get it? But he gives us new mercies every morning.
And Pastor Cyrus, he could have stayed up there saying, I love you guys, and not do nothing about it.
Thank you. He came down
He came down.
to us. And this is how it happened, because love is about, I have made a conscious decision to seek what is best for you at my expense. Now that is called love. I have made a conscious decision to seek what is best for you at my expense. What is best for you in the Lord at my expense.
So you paying my fees is at your expense, but it's what is best for me.
What is best for you? Because I want you to graduate.
That is it, to be
Okay.
something and someone out
Because your education meant a lot to you.
there. Yes.
So it wasn't that now that if you're going to graduate, then you must love me. It takes courage. It takes a man, a real man, to be able to love you and pay your tuition
And expect nothing.
and expect nothing in return. Let me tell you this. I met my wife. It's going to be about, let me see. I met her in 2001. 2001. And 2001, February the 14th. And I met her, we sat down and I said, hey, I'm going to marry you. And she like, no, you don't know me. I'm not even ready for marriage. I got a lot of stuff to do. I say, I'm not marrying you now. I'm going to marry you in 2004, 3 years from today. I'll marry you. For now, you may see me. I may not have much, but all I have is I got love for you. And I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to be there for you. Whatever, I'll make you an envy of the nations.
And you've done that well.
Thank you, because you know it. I'll make you an envy of the nations. And she looked at me and she was speechless. She didn't know what to say next. But I had committed myself. I didn't know much about her. All I knew was that she was God-fearing. That was all. God-fearing, and she was beautiful. And I declared myself. And now, 14th February, we're going to be 19 years in marriage. Because I kept my word 2004. I told her 3 years from today, I'm marrying you. And within the 3 years, we started planning and preparing and working out, learning what marriage is all about.
Pastor Cyrus, what if? First question, did you do anything for her in between the time you met her and the time you married her?
I did so much.
What if she had changed her mind?
And this is what I told her. This is the answer. After walking with her for about a year, I told her, if you ever change your mind, I want you to know it can hurt me, but I'll never be mad at you because I've loved you with no strings attached. If you think I'm not worthy of marrying you after all we've gone through, you are free to move on. You will be free to move on. But as for me, I ain't changing my mind.
You are not going to ask for your skirts back. You are not going to ask for your money back.
Do you know that is selfishness? Why? Because when I love you, I give you everything because I love you, not expecting something in return. If I give you expecting something in return, that ain't love. That's called lust, L-U-S-T, lust. Lust is this. I am seeking, I am here, or I've made a conscious decision to seek what is best for me at your expense. That's why when it comes to you loving me, it becomes impossible. I mean, me loving you, if you don't pay me back, I dump you, I kill you, I tear you in pieces because I'm not getting anything in return.
That is what is happening.
Guys, that is not love.
Because, Pastor Cyrus, just to flip it a little bit. So there is this sister. She goes to a man's home. She cleans it. She's doing everything. She's been playing wife. And this guy is not committing. But he buys the things that she needs. And, he thinks this is payback. And then the sister finds real love. Like one that is hard to turn away from. Like you have experienced the real dude. And this guy will go mourning. He will go mourning.
You see, the scripture says, a fool suffers because of his own folly,
That's right.
and yet he riles against God. God, you're not fair. How could they take my girl? No, you're a fool. A fool suffers for his own folly. I mean, this is how it should be. You never start love without connecting vertically with God.
Now, many think they do.
That they already connected?
They are absolutely connected. And it's sad, it's in the Christian fraternity.
Yeah,
They are connected. Even the sister is connected.
yeah.
And the things they are doing are wicked.
Now, that is assuming you're connected, okay? There's evidence. No. Y'all go to church and you sing in the choir and you speak in tongues and do all that stuff. It's nonsense. Let me tell you, that doesn't qualify you to mean you're connected. It doesn't qualify you. The real thing that proves you're connected, you know, the Bible says that any man who claims to know God but does not love does not know God.
True.
Now, that word not in the Greek, it's literally meaning has never known God, never been intimate with God, and never has an idea about God. He who claims to know God but does not love, you get it? In other words, to you, you do not love like God, okay? You do, but you only love based on conditions. As long as it's not benefiting you, you're not loving, then you don't know God.
I think, Pastor Cyrus, it's because we have brought God to our level.
Yeah?
He understands when I do this. He understands
Winnie, I gotta stop you there. He understands. Let me tell you what God understands. His word.
I've heard Christians say, I think God doesn't want me to be married. God doesn't want me to be with you anymore.
That's a lie. And if a Christian comes up and says, I think God doesn't want me to be with you anymore, he's a liar, doesn't know God, doesn't know love, doesn't know nothing about God.
And these are men and women of God who say they love God. They know God.
They don't know. Look, the Bible is clear. Anybody who claims to know God but does not love, in other words, never, okay? You're not in position to love unconditionally, you don't know God. That's what that scripture means. If you're not in position to love like God, how does God love? God loves unconditionally. So if you're not in position to love like God, then you don't know God.
I think that many have not known how much He has loved them.
Thank you. When you know how much God has loved you, this is how we start. The vertical connection, and then the horizontal connection, that's the cross. When you talk about love, you're talking about the cross.
When we rationalize some of our sin, it's, he loves me, but you think, I could have gone out with this one or gotten out with this one. Or the other one, maybe he died for this one, but this one, it is very minor. So we rationalize God. We have not, because when you think, Pastor Cyrus, that He took your place, He took my place, when it sinks down in you,
When I was not deserving.
that's it. When the times which our parents talk about so vividly, when you are standing before a gun to be shot in front of your family as a family man, and all of a sudden, nothing. The guy pops and it does not come out. Or someone stands in your place and says, take me instead. And that person is actually taken and you never see them again.
Yes.
So you are alive because someone took your place. When the magnitude of that sinks in, you're able to love somebody else unconditionally.
Because you have received the unconditional love. The unconditional love is the love of God. When you receive it the way you've explained it, it becomes easy it becomes very easy for me to love you unconditionally because I've received it unconditionally. Now I'm not going to give you rules on how I'm going to love you. No, I'm going to accept you unconditionally because I was accepted unconditionally. The unconditional acceptance is what delivers me from the fear of rejection. You get it? That's why, to me, when I met my woman, I had already received the unconditional love. And I was like, I want to love somebody like God loves me. I want to meet a woman. This is what I told God. I said, God, I thank you for a woman that I can love. I don't care whether they've been a heart or never been a heart, but anyone, even if they've been a heart, you bring them to me because I want to share the unconditional love. I was ready to clean them, to wash them, to do everything. Why? Because I've been accepted. I was dirty. I was filthy. I
Now,
was hurt.
if that Mr. Somebody had experienced love in that way, believe you me, paying for a sister's fees and she says one morning, I don't love you, you bless them.
And by the way, why should you must be clear?
That is it.
Why are you paying my fees? I want to help you. Good, that's enough. So don't expect anything in return,
And if
apart from just saying thank you.
he would have much rather said, you know what, I love you.
Yeah, from the beginning, I love you. If you need tuition, I can pay it because I love you.
Yes.
And as long as God provides, I'll take care of you.
That is it. Now, Pastor Cyrus, in the same breath, we have men and women who don't look after their parents because the sister says no, because the brother says no, I will not. If you found Pastor Robbie taking care of her family and you love her, you tell her how much you love her.
Yeah.
And then when she gets into your home, you tell her, you know what? A man shall leave his father and mother. So if their house is falling, you have done enough. If it's falling on their heads, you've done enough. So you're not taking care of them. But when you know,
When I met you at the beginning, you had responsibility. Let me tell you how love operates. Love is the royal meeting anyone. If you are not a royal and I'm the royal, okay? I don't need to ask you what you're bringing to the table. That is what wimps ask women. What do you bring to the table? Yeah, 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 yeah.
and now that we're in the school fees time,
Now at school fees time, you gotta pay tuition. Oh, you begin disappearing. You're running away from home. Man, when are you ever gonna be a man, dude? You need God to be a man. You need courage to stand. Now, that's why we have Unlocking Marital Bliss, so y'all can know what it takes to be a man. If it's tuition time, you plan, you connect with God. He provides, you plan with him. But now you're independent of God, and then you want to prove you're macho before your woman, and things get so tight for you, son. And what are you going to do? Run back to God. But like you have said it, if I am a billionaire and I meet a woman that has nothing, I don't ask what she brings to the table. When I marry her, all my billions become hers.
so she can go around saying, I am a billionaire.
100%, because everything, all her debts become my debts. All her failures become my failures. Now, this is what they call love. Forget about what the world says.
Because now pastors, you have love in you.
Yes. I want to change her life. What will it cost me? Oh, she's in debt? That's my debt now. How much does she owe you? Oh, she owes me this. That's my responsibility.
That is it.
That's what love is.
The fools today,
Yeah.
educated fools,
Yes.
have prenuptials.
No, prenuptials are for wimps.
The educated fools.
Educated fools.
Yes. You are not going to use my name. Do you know there are people who don't use their spouses' names?
Yeah.
And it is in the prenuptials. Now, where is love? Yes, it is.
That ain't love. Oh, dude. Oh, Winnie, let me say this. Our audience needs to learn. When you love, you don't make prenuptials. That ain't love. That's fear. Fear. False evidence appearing real. So you try to protect yourself and ooh, I'm gonna put it in the low. Ooh, in the low. No, you are a wimp. You don't know what love
When
is.
we separate that 20-carat gold ring on your finger, comes back to me. You strip the other of everything you've given them. Now, there is no difference between that one and this one that we talked about in the beginning.
Actually, thank you, Winnie. What is happening is that our brother simply sued, but many guys do the same thing. They strip you of everything they gave you. That is not love. Because people don't marry to marry. When I marry somebody, I'm committing myself to love them no matter what.
Now, Mama, would you tell Mama, I want my car?
Winnie, everything I have is in her names. Now, I know some of the people will be going, no, dude, you're a fool. I met a gentleman one time who told me, he's an elder guy, and he said, son, you better be careful. Don't put everything in her names. Oh, women change. I told him, I looked at him, I said, nah. And this is my response. If she's going to change, let her go. But she will always know there is a man that loved me.
That's right.
She will always know everything I have is from the man that loved me.
That is it.
You know, why should I be afraid that she's going to leave? Why should I live in fear?
Because you think that when she gets another dude, he's going to enjoy your hard-earned money.
My hard-earned money? What is money? What is money? Money ain't everything. God's everything.
Now, people don't know that until you get to that place where you know God is your sustenance. Because, all right, this brother sold for 9 million. And even the 9 million, I'm told, was very little. He's still complaining that it was very little. He was reimbursed for the fees. He was reimbursed for the interest, for the stress that it has caused him, and everything else that goes with it. But Pastor Cyrus, believe you me, you and I know that you can go out there and spend 10 million
Like that.
like that. Like now there is school fees. Children are going back to school. 10 million is nothing.
Nothing. And then you see, you see when you're a fool, you suffer.
That's it.
Why would I demand 10 million from a woman?
Because that's all she will ever remember you by. What a lousy, poor, poverty-stricken man. Because
And by the way, during the time I was paying tuition, she was discovering how mean I am.
that is it.
And she could not stay with me anymore because she discovered how mean I am, and her intuition proved her right because I've ended up taking her to courts of law. Now, in the end, I do not improve. I've not discovered love. You don't go to courts of law to discover love. The courts of law don't know what love is. They have no clue. All the judges, the legal system doesn't know what
That
love
is why they ask you, before you even go before a court, before the judges and the magistrates,
Yeah.
can you try to settle this out of court? Because they know they don't know. Can you please, let's first get out of court. Can you try to talk about this?
So what is taking me to court is because, one, I don't understand love.
That's it.
Oh, Winnie, that is so powerful.
Understand love.
And I'm too proud to learn love. So the last resort is courts of law that doesn't understand love. So now, since I don't understand love, you'll teach me the law. Oh my goodness. The law ain't gonna bring me love.
It isn't. It brings you misery.
Misery.
Because now you're alone. Even the next woman would fear to date you.
up with you.
Yes. And she will be very calculative even when she comes to your home. Even when she marries you, she gets married to you, she'll be very calculative because you have set a precedent. That is absolutely.
But you know, you make the prenup simply because you're just ignorant.
No, but the thing is that even if he marries someone,
Really, people know love.
she will be very calculative. This man, history may repeat itself. The only difference is that I'm now married to him. So she is calculating the day you tell her you pay back all my money, believe you me, she'll give it to you. But she will have much more where that came from.
And that's, oh, Winnie, that's one thing most men don't understand. You think you can control this woman, but she ends up literally beating you at your game.
Your own game, 2-1.
2-2.
In favor of Man United, of course.
Yes, in favor of Man United. I agree with you. Yes, in favor of Man United. Now, Winnie, you look at this. In a minute, we need to bring this out. Somebody actually said, this is one of our guys told us that she talked to a woman, and the woman asked, "Do you have money?" Well, that's my number. If you ever get money, call me. If you ever get money, call me. Now, that's the side of the ladies. And somebody's going to say, well, why do ladies love money? Well, the reality is men failed at love. When they failed at love, they started to manipulate the ladies with money. When they started manipulating the ladies with money, because I've failed at love, I don't know who I am, so I bring money. When I bring money, so I deal with you based on money. So now you begin embracing money. So you begin believing that if there's money, then there's love, when it's not it.
When you hurt me, you give me money. When you love me, you give me money. I mean, it's the language.
So now the women are beginning to understand in a wrong way. Now they perceive that money, if a man loves me, he's got to come with money.
You wait on Valentine's. The flowers are going to have money.
And you watch all these fools and you're thinking, people never learn.
And some fools are going to be sending bunches of flowers to many women, right?
If you're going to be sending flowers to many women, you're a fool.
And then the women was going to be receiving many flowers from different
If you're going to be receiving many flowers from different guys, you're a fool.
and that will be Valentine's.
That ain't Valentine. Let me make this so clear. I know Valentine is round the corner. It's not about that's just a day. You gotta treat your woman the best every other day.
24/7.
24/7. You know, I love my wife 24/7.
Not sometimes.
Not sometimes, not on Valentine's Day only. No,
And you don't show her only on Valentine's.
no, I show her every other moment. At home, helping with the house chores, the way I answer her back, the way I talk to her is all expression of love.
Now some dude out there is saying that's not romantic.
That's not romantic, because he don't know what love is. Those who don't know what love is, they talk about romance all the time, thinking romance is so different from love. People need to understand. Winnie, our time is gone, and we're closing on this. What you got to say before I say something?
For anybody to love,
For love or not for love?
for love
Yeah.
is to know Christ. And
Thank you.
Christ only.
Oh, that's mega. That means any believer who claims to love, who claims to know Christ but doesn't love is a liar.
He is a liar. He has set the precedent. He has not wavered. He has not shaken. He is consistent.
Thank you. You had it. The only way you're going to love is when you know Christ. And let me say this. You know, Valentine is around the corner. Valentine's Day, I'm making 19 years in marriage. To the one and only woman that there is, to the one and only begotten that there is, Robbie, you know where you were. You accepted me from day one. I appeared weird, but I've never changed. Every word I promised you, I have fulfilled. I'll make you an envy of nations, and surely I have done that. And you spoke it to me 2 days ago. You've really made me an envy of nations. And I'm just starting, by the way, Robbie. I'm just starting. Happy 19 years in marriage. Happy 19th, okay? And we're still counting. It's as if we just started. Girl, I want you to know that I will always love you. I will clean you. I'll be there for you. Hey, guess what? There'll never be another. So I know you're worried about nothing, and I say it again, there'll never be another. I will always love you. Robbie, I will always love you.
Happy anniversary, Pastor Cyrus.
Thank you
And
so
Pastor
much.
Robbie.
That is it. So see you next time. Remember, I've made it so simple. Marriage is easy. Ignorance is hard. And hey, can somebody please call that girl and tell her there is your husband. He has promised to love you. Just tell her that. Please, one person at least. Call my wife and tell them somebody loves you.
Ah.
Unlocking marital bliss.